Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's call and training. I just want to start by asking you guys a question. Have you ever gone food shopping without a grocery list? Have you ever done that? I'm sure you have. So let's put ourselves in that perspective. We're at the supermarket, we pull in, we have our cart, no list, and we're going up and down the aisles, and we're picking out all these things, and we're putting it in our cart, and then we're like, oh, do I need this? Do I not need that? And you have to go through every aisle because you don't know what you need and what you don't. You need something to jog your memory. So it's taking you a while. You're picking up a whole bunch of stuff. You go, finally you check out, and you're like, oh my gosh, what, my bill? Are you kidding? I just spent so much money. What did I buy? And then you go home and you put everything away and you're ready to make dinner and you're like, I don't even know what I just bought. Do I even have dinner? Like, what are we going to eat this week, right? Does that ever happen to anybody? Yes, you all agree with me, right? Okay. So now let's pretend that we're going to take an extra 5 to 10 minutes and we're going to grab a piece of paper and we're going to plan out our menu for the week. So you're going to say Monday we're having stir fry, Tuesday's Taco Tuesday, Wednesday we're having whatever. You get the point. And then from your menu, you decide to create your ingredients or your list of what you need. So you know for tacos you need taco shells, you need maybe chopped meat or chopped turkey or whatever you make your tacos out of, you need lettuce, you need tomato, and you put all that on your list. So now you go food shopping with your list that took you 5 to 7 minutes to make, and you have a goal. Your goal is to feed your family or for yourself for the week. So your goal is those meals. Now you have a goal. Now you can be efficient. You can boom, boom, quick, go to this aisle, that aisle. You know exactly what you need. You can be organized because you know what you need. Oh, I don't need to go to this aisle because there's nothing there I need. And if you're weird like me, you organize your grocery list by sections of the supermarket to get you in and out even quicker. So you have a goal, you're efficient, you're organized, you get your food shopping done. You come home, you put everything away, and you're like, what's for dinner? Well, it's Monday, must be stir fry. It's Tuesday, must be Taco Tuesday. You're done. It was easy. And guess what? Your grocery bill, what do you think? Was it higher or lower, you guys? Totally lower, right? Okay, so you've all been there. You know what I'm talking about. I don't need to convince you that making a food shopping list is the way to go. So a DMO is nothing more than a food shopping list. And that's what I want you to think of it as. Because when I first heard about a DMO, I was early in my business, and I heard Kurt Beavers talking about it. And I was like, what's a DMO? I need a system. What is that going to look like? Oh my gosh. Now, like, I was scared, overwhelmed. I felt like this big cloud, like, how can I run a business if I don't have a DMO? What's a DMO? How am I going to get it figured out? It really paralyzed me. Instead of helping me, it paralyzed me. But when you think of it as a food shopping list, it doesn't seem so scary, does it? So a DMO really is nothing more than a way to keep organized, to track yourself, to be efficient, and to move your business forward every single day. And the best part is at the end of the day, you can go to bed, you can lay down, and you can close your eyes and know, oh my God, was that customer shipping tomorrow? Did I reach out to this person? Where did I write down somebody's name? Where did I put it? Is it in the pocket of my jeans? And am I washing my jeans? Like, these are the things that used to happen to me all the time. So having an organized way, a food shopping list, lets you go to sleep in peace. I know it sounds crazy, but it's nice to go to bed with nothing on your mind, right? For those of us who stay up all night sometimes, that's a good thing. So if you want to be successful, whatever that looks like to you. Maybe it's to hit your next promotion. Maybe it's to be an NMD. Maybe you want to make $500 a month. Maybe you want to make $1 million a year. Whatever it is that your goal is, that you want to be successful, you need a DMO to help you there, to get you there. So I'll give you an example. If I wanted to go to California, I know I have to go west. So I could start going west. But am I going to get to California? I really have no idea, aside from the fact that I'm going west. So a DMO is your roadmap. It's telling you, like without a DMO, you'd be like, okay, go west, you're good. And it'll get you so far, but it won't get you to be as successful as you could be if you had that actual roadmap, right? It's like we were saying before, it keeps you doing the tasks that are important to keep you moving forward. And it tracks your progress, which I think is so important because sometimes we don't know how much we accomplished, whether we're like, wow, look how much I did, or, ooh, I didn't do so much, right? It helps you track yourself, and it helps you stay accountable to yourself. So there are, I think I don't need to explain even further how important it is to have a DMO. But it doesn't matter what kind of DMO you have. There's hundreds of them out there, probably thousands, if not millions of different DMOs. And you're going to pick something that works for you, and we're going to talk about that in a little while. But every DMO in our business anyway, for our purposes, has some key components. And I want to talk to you about those key components that regardless of what your DMO looks like, it should have. And those components are prospects, customers, team members, events, and personal growth. There are 5 key components that we want to talk about as we create something for you to be as efficient as you possibly can. So what I want to do is a little DMO check yourself. And some of you have been in this business a long time, and you have a DMO and you've been working it year after year and it's working, or maybe there's a few holes in it. Some of you may be new or may have a DMO that you use sometimes you don't use one, and some people may not even know what a DMO is. And I probably should have said that a DMO is a daily method of operation. It's just a food shopping list. It's just a way to keep us organized. So I did share with all the NMDs on the team a document that hopefully you have and you've printed out and you have it right next to you. And if you don't even worry about it, because I'm going to pull it up on the screen right now. I'm going to share my screen, and then you could just follow along with me. All right, let me just share. And okay, does everybody see my screen? Anybody give me a thumbs up? Yes? Yeah, okay. All right, let me close this out. So we're gonna check you in 5 different categories, and each one of these categories has 3 different questions. And what I want, so that's a total of 15, right? What I want you to do is rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being like, oh, not so good, and 10 being like, I'm freaking awesome, okay? But I don't want you to spend a lot of time on it. I'm gonna go through it with you. I'll read them one by one. And if you don't have the sheet, don't write the questions out, just write the number. We'll get you the sheet so you don't have to worry about it. First instinct, don't spend a lot of time on it. You know, first number that comes to mind, that probably is the right number for you. And we're broken down into 5 different categories. So let's start with prospects, okay? I want you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Are you adding prospects weekly to your memory jog? Okay. Do you have a weekly hot hands list with a method to track your conversations and follow-ups? That's a 2-part. Do you have a hot hands list? And is there a method to track yourself? So go ahead and rate yourself there on a scale of 1 to 10. We're always looking for new prospects, right? So the next question is, are you expanding in new areas to attract prospects? Like on social media, new clubs, a new gym, a hobby, any kind of groups, anything like that. Are you actively doing this? All right. Let's talk a little bit about customers, because that's a big part of our business as well and something that we need to touch on. Do you connect with your customers prior to them receiving a shipment? In other words, are you getting phone calls saying, I received a shipment, I didn't know about it, and I want to send it back? Or are you getting out to everybody before that happens? And be realistic with yourself, guys. Don't just put in a number to be like, oh, I'm a superstar. Really think about what your number is so we can figure out the best way to help you move forward with your DMO. Do you send them new information, videos, audios, articles, invites to events, whether they're big events or little events? Are you communicating with them? All right, here's a tough one. Do you ask next, and that says next, it should say next step questions like joining the team, asking them to send you a referral, or telling them all about the HLP? Do you ask those difficult questions? Okay, now the next question, I'm going to change it up a little bit. It says, we're going to talk about team members. And this has like a two-part, like attracting team members as well as your current team members. Think about 3 important qualities that you look for in a new rep. And go ahead and write those 3 down. Don't rate yourself on anything, just write down those 3 qualities. Does anybody have a quality they want to share with us? Just unmute yourself and just yell it out. What's a good quality you look for in a new rep?
Teachable.
Okay, good. Teachable.
Someone who's got hustle.
Hustle. All right.
Someone that's responsive.
That's a good one too. I love them. I want 2 more.
Belief in the product.
Okay.
Committed.
What was that?
Committed.
Committed. Okay, awesome. Those are great. And everybody is going to have a different idea of what they want their team to look like and what they want their team members to look like. So you have your 3 that are important to you. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold a mirror up to your face or a phone on selfie mode, whatever. And look at yourself and ask yourself, do I possess these qualities? On a scale of 1 to 10, how coachable am I? How much belief do I have in the product? How much hustle do I have? Ask yourself, this is what I want. Am I reflecting that to my team? So that's what you're rating yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. All right. Now we're going to, let's continue with team members. Let's ask, are you connecting at least every week with your team and having effective conversations on moving their business forward? Because connecting with them and being like, hey, how was your day? Did your kids go to school today or not? Is great. It's great that you're friends, but it's not helping you build your team, right? So are you connecting and having effective conversations, helping them move their business forward? And for some people, you might talk to them every day, and some people every other week, right? So here we're just trying to take an average. What about training? Are you training your team members on next steps? Like maybe now they hit VF, you have to teach them about the virtual office and how to read reports and the resources or what their goals are. Are you training your team members as you go on a weekly basis? All right, 2 more categories. We're almost done. All right, events. I love events. Are you committed to 3 events a month? And what do I mean by event? It could be a live event at your home. It could be a coffee date. It could be a 3-way call, a Facebook event. Are you doing something? An event to me is something you invite people to. So are you inviting people to something at least 3 times a month? I shouldn't say that. I should have said it. Are you hosting 3 events a month? And the next question is, are you inviting people? Because you can have the best Facebook party set up, or you can have the best wine and wellness, but if you're not inviting 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people, you know that party is going to be you and that bottle of wine all by yourself. So are you actually inviting? And the last one is, are you going to big events? Not events that you host, but we're talking Juice Plus Live Conference, summits, boot camps, regionals. Are you going, and is your team going with you? Because we know how powerful those events are, and we want as many team members at them as possible. All right, here we're coming to the end. Personal growth. I think it's the hugest part here. I definitely have been on such a personal growth journey with this company and couldn't be more grateful to be part of it. And my husband will say all the time, you are not the person you were 4 years ago. And I know that for a fact. So let's talk about personal growth. Some of it could be just checking, simple as checking Facebook and Voxer. Are you checking that consistently? Now there's a difference between getting sucked into Facebook and Voxer versus grabbing a training from it or knowing what's going on your team. Are you checking it consistently? Are you filling up your cup? Whether it's in the morning, in the afternoon, at night, are you listening to podcasts, reading books or articles, listening to Juice Plus trainings, meditation, prayer, whatever that looks like for you? What are you doing to fill up your cup and start your day fresh and excited? And do you know your next goal to get your business training, to get the business training that you need to achieve it? So do you know what you need to do to grow yourself and your business on a scale of 1 to 10? Okay, now comes the math part. So go through and add up all your numbers. We are working out of 150. So let's see what your score is out of 150. Feel free to use your fingers and your toes and your calculators. All right, I'll give you a few more seconds. I see everyone's still writing. So I did the math for you because it's not so easy. It's not out of 100 points, it was out of 150, and that kind of screws people up a little bit. So I did the percentages for you. And guys, give me a thumbs up if you feel like if you're done adding. Are we just about done? Am I ready to move on? Yeah, everyone's good? Okay. So I want to know, by a show of hands, how many of you, so if you look at the, right next to the points right here, I did a little conversion, right? So 150 points is 100%, 112 points is 75%. You see that? So give me a show of hands if you got 37, like 25% or higher. How many of you got 25% or higher? Okay, good. Keep your hands up if you have 50% or higher. All right, good. I got to scroll through and see everybody. What about 75% or higher? Do we have some 75ers? A few? All right, look at you guys. Okay, so Nellie, how many points did you actually get?
I got 127.
Ooh, can anybody beat 127? That's good. Yeah. And I know she's doing it because her and I talk a lot. We're holding each other accountable, and man, this girl's working hard. So good for you. Wow, I can't believe I called on you when you win the prize. Ding, ding, good for you. So 127 is a lot of points. So I want you, thank you guys for following along with me and doing this. It was just, we all have DMOs and we all do things, but are we doing the activities that we need to do? So these are the 15 things that you should be doing regularly. Dealing with customers and prospects and events and team and personal growth. All these things you want to do on a regular basis. And what I love about this is if you're not, this is going to show where the holes and the gaps are. So go back and say, well, maybe I'm really good at prospects, but not so great at events. Or maybe I'm really not spending any time filling up my cup and my personal growth. Like I haven't listened to, I don't even know what a podcast is. I haven't picked up a book since high school, So figure out where your holes are, and then we can start to fix and create a DMO that's going to work specifically for you. All right, anybody have any comments, thoughts, questions, anything anyone wants to jump in before I move on? We're good? Okay.
There's something I was going to share. I think as I'm looking at this, it makes me, I think it's an eye-opener. I can have in one category, a 9, but also the very next question a 2. So I think you did a great job just kind of in each category, kind of getting us thinking, okay, we may kind of as a whole think we do okay because we do a hot hands list every week. But when I look at my prospects, I'm like, am I really building? I have a lot of prospects, but am I really continuing to grow that and build that? Because sometimes those prospects are kind of stagnant. And if I'm not adding to it, then even though I may have a lot of prospects, I'm not making the headway that I could if I continually brought fresh new people in that category. So I like the, the broadness of each of those categories.
Well, and you know what? And that was kind of the point, right? Was to see, well, where are the holes? Where are the gaps in my DMO so that I can go back and say, okay, well, let me focus on this.
Yeah.
So good. So I'm glad you found a hole.
Letty, I was about to type in the same thing, actually. So I think it was just really neat to be able to see like, oh yeah, I'm on this. And then in the same category, I had a few that I was like 10, 10, oh, definitely not a 10. And so it was really eye-opening. So I appreciate
good. I'm glad. I love that, because why waste your time? This is personal growth, people. We need to grow from this. So you can check off your personal growth category for tonight. You're there. All right, good. So let's talk about what is the best DMO for you, because now we're looking at the 15 things we really want to focus on, but what does that look like on paper, right? So first, I'm going to just ask you a few questions to see if that helps narrow it down for you. The first thing you want to say to yourself is, am I a paper or an electronic person? Because everybody's different, and you can't go electronic if you're truly a paper person. It's not going to work. So don't even try, because it's never going to happen. Figure out what works for you and go for that. Then ask yourself, where are you in the business? Because as your business evolves, your DMO is going to evolve as well. I can't expect that someone who's brand new to our team, who's trying to hit their HLP or their 2,000 plus, is going to have a DMO that's similar to an NMD that's running a team of 150 people, right? It's just not going to look the same. There's different priorities and different emphasis on different things. So ask yourself that. This one to me is so important. What does your personal schedule look like? And what do I mean by that? Some people may say, you know what, I'm a stay-at-home mom and I really have a lot of time. The kids are in school. I can dedicate 2 hours a day every day to Juice Plus. Then you have people who say, you know what, I work a full-time job. Maybe I could do 20 minutes every day or 30 minutes a day. Or maybe you're someone who works like as a nurse and has 13, 14-hour shifts for 3 days and then is off for 4 days. You can't expect someone like that to put a lot of emphasis on Juice Plus when they're working 14-hour days. So what does your personal schedule look like? You may want a DMO that's flexible, or you may want a DMO that's very rigid, depending on you. You know, how are you wired? We all think differently. We all have different ways to compartmentalize things. Some people like bubbles, some people like lines, some people make lists, everyone's different. And you need to know the way you are. And I'll give you an example. I have a brand new team member who's on the call. And one of the things that I do is I give everyone who joins our team the DMO that I use as a guideline. This is something to get you started. You know, here, go for it, use it. She was like, thanks, but I redid the whole thing. My brain doesn't work that way. And I was like, that's awesome. I was so happy to hear her say, thank you, but no thank you. I redid it because I want it to work for me. No one needs their DMO to match mine. I don't care. I just want it to work for you. No? What about your personality? There are 6 NMDs on this team, and they are all very successful, and they all have an incredible DMO, and they work their business every day. But I'm sure all our DMOs are very different because our personalities are so different. So think about it. Maybe there's somebody here that you resonate with. Maybe again, different personalities, and you may be attracted or feel like I'm more like this person as opposed to that person. Not good or bad, just different. Ask them, hey, what do you do? What's your DMO like? Maybe I'd like to borrow some of your thoughts. How do you work it? And what are your goals? You know, if your goal is to hit 100 Club NMD, your DMO needs to be like packed. It needs to be full and detailed and focused. Maybe your goal, you're happy, you're like, I just want to hit my 2,000 plus, and I want to have, 10, 15 customers, and I'll be so happy making $200 a month. Awesome. Your DMO is going to look very different. So think about what your goals are as well. So are you paper or electronic? Where are you in the business? What's your schedule like? What's your personality and how's your brain wired? And what are you hoping to get out of this? What are your goals, essentially? So I want to share with you a few different DMOs. I don't want to tell you what's right and what's wrong, because I hope that I made the argument that there is no right or wrong. It's really up to you and who you are. But I'm going to share 3 very different types so that you can try to adopt something from each one of them. So the first one is a DMO from Mission Driven Model. And many of you have been to missiondrivenmodel.info. If you have not, it's a great place to go, filled with tons of information. So could somebody just type in the chat, the Mission Driven website, so that if somebody's new to our team, they can go check it out. They have a whole section on DMO. Thank you, guys. A whole section on DMO, and they have some trainings on there you can listen to. And this is the way they set it up. It's a 2x2x2x2. So if you look, it's Monday through Sunday, and every day they want you to talk to 2 new people, do 2 follow-ups, talk to 2 customers, and 2 team members. So every day you're doing 2x2x2x2. And then there's a spot, of course, to talk about what events, 3-way calls, the social media, checking Voxer, your personal growth. Do you hear a trend here, you guys? We're all talking about the same thing, right? Adding new people, prospects and following up, customers, team members, events, personal growth. It's all there. It's the same things over and over again. It's those are the key components. It's just a matter of how you look at it. So this is great for someone that maybe has a few minutes every day, and they can just bang it out quick. Okay, and that may work for them. There's another DMO, and we've all seen it. It's Stacy's DMO, which is awesome as well. And it is focusing as totally opposite from the mission-driven model one. Instead of doing a little bit of everything every day, it's focusing 100% on one day. So Monday, hot hands, Momentum Monday. Reach out to as many people as you can on Monday. Tuesday, focusing on team building. Wednesday, you're wrapping things up. Thursdays, it's all customers, and so on and so forth. So maybe your brain works that way, like I need to focus on one thing at a time, and that's what I'm doing. Totally opposite, both extremely effective and efficient if it's the way you work, if that's the way you're wired. The third one, this is my DMO, what I use. And mine's even more different because I don't set things up day by day. I have a sheet of paper, both sides, and I'll show you the other side in a minute. And it has everything that I need, all the topics we talked about. We talked about prospects, customers, team, events, and personal growth, right? So to me, it's more like a worksheet. Maybe it's the teacher in me, and I like lines and bubbles, and I like to make it pretty. It's just the way my brain works, okay? So there's a place to write down your events, your hot hands list, and the BAM, which I love, that Elaine came up with the big ass move. That is huge, I think. A whole bunch of different things. And then on the back, who are my customers that I'm reaching out to? Who are my customers that are shipping? Who are my potential team members? What current team members am I talking to? And of course, the personal growth. What books am I reading? What websites? What podcasts? So for me, it's all in one spot, but it's not scheduled. It's not telling me what to do on a weekly basis. So what I like to do is, the DMO is more than just the system. It's also the planning behind it. So as a team, we all plan Sunday nights, right? And one of the things that we do is time block. So when we time block, what do I always say to people? Time block your time block. Because I hear people say, I carved out 5 hours this week. Awesome. I carved out 15. I carved out 20 hours. And I'm thinking, holy moly, that's a lot of time, 20 hours, right? That's awesome. But what are you getting done in those 20 hours? So when you're going through your calendar and you're figuring out your boxes and writing it in, write in there, okay, I'm going to work from 9:30 to 11:30. Well, from 9:30 to 10, I'm doing social media. From 10 to 10:30, I'm calling customers. From 10:30 to whatever, you follow me. So I put everything I need to do on this sheet, and then I go into my planner and I time block when I'm going to do each thing. That's how my DMO works. But again, that's how my brain works. Everybody else is different. And I don't want you to feel like you have to pick any one of these. You can pick and choose what you love from each one and create your own. And listen, maybe you'll do an incredible DMO that we'll all be borrowing from you. So take what works for you, which is the most important thing. All right, let's move on. The other thing I like to share with everyone, and we're talking about time blocking, is here's a great checklist. And it encompasses all of the stuff, and I can give all of this stuff to everybody, so don't worry about it. But it encompasses everything we talked about with those 5 categories. Things to do daily, like checking Facebook and Voxer, calling people on your hot hands list. And I don't need to read them all. You're here, you can read them. But then it breaks it down to things to do weekly and things that you should be doing monthly, like planning out events for the month, setting your goals, updating your dream team members, right? Tracking your progress. Elaine has an incredible tracker. Talks about how many customers did you get this month? How many events did you do? How many people did, new team members? How many people moved up? It's an incredible way to track your business. Do that every month, right? And then we're talking about time blocking. These are some things to time block. So when you find your 2-hour spot, go here and say, okay, what am I going to time block? Prospecting, customer care, customer shipping, social media, personal growth, all of those things that you want to time block to make sure that they all get done. So I like to use this checklist. Again, it's what I do. Doesn't mean it's what you need to do. All right, I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything. So let's talk about a few tips and tricks that, okay, some tips and tricks for your DMO, whatever that's going to look like for you. And you know what? This sounds so silly, the first one, but some people will plan out the most intricate DMO and they have it and they put it all out and they don't use it. Actually use the DMO, right? Don't just say, oh, I got busy today. I don't have time for this. No, you created a DMO for a reason. You have a daily method of operation. You need to do it daily or every other day or whatever it looks like for you, but use it. The second trick I love, and I know Elaine always talks about it, is the timer. Set yourself a timer. It is so important to be focused. Lauren Lahab always talks about putting goggles on. I always wonder if she actually does put her goggles on. I don't know if anyone knows, let me know. But she says she puts goggles on. It's like blinders, like the horses that have the things on the side and they can't be distracted. They can't be like, oh, squirrel, let me go here, let me go there. Focus your timer and pick your task and go for it. I do use Teamsy as well as part of my DMO, which I really like. Some people love it, some people don't. I do. And one of the things that they focus on is a power hour. Bang out a solid hour, no interruptions. That works out great. I love that. But I'd rather see you do a power 15 minutes than a scattered 60 minutes. So focus on that, keeping that timer, keeping that hour or however long you want, like protect it. Make sure that you do that. So your big rocks should come first. And what happens is sometimes we get caught up in little things. Like I know I could start my day and my phone has exploded. I've gotten 26 Voxers, 72 text messages, 46 Facebook messages, and I feel like I need to answer all of them, right? And I do go to it, and then an hour can go by, and I'm like, what did I get done? I was almost just diverting everything and just answering and helping here and there, but I really got nothing accomplished to move my business forward. So focus on what those big rocks are first, the big priorities. And what I like to do is at the end of my workday, so let's say Monday, my end, I'm about to close up for the night, I write down on Tuesday what my big rocks are going to be. So when I wake up in the morning, Tuesday morning, I don't even have to think about it. Because I know how my day went Monday. I know what was important. Maybe there was a phone call that needed to get done, or maybe something that was really important, right? So when I wake up Tuesday, it's there. And I'm like, okay, I'm not answering any messages. I'm not taking care of any of that until I get these 3 things done first. And I find that when I do that, a few things happen. 1, my business moves much more efficiently and effectively. 2, I don't have that like guilty feeling at the end of the day, like, did I get enough done? Did I do this? Did I work hard enough? Because sometimes that one scary phone call is way more effective, or that one scary post is way more effective than 27 other phone calls that are not getting you anywhere. So think about what is going to move my business forward, and that needs to be on your DMO. And that's what I love with the BAM, which is like, what's your big ass move? What's going to scare you and get you going and really move your business forward? Schedule social media and emails. The big companies, all like the Googles, the Amazons, they have time spots. They're not supposed to check their email throughout the day. They check it in the morning, maybe they check it in the middle of the day, and at night, and that's it. If you're checking social media and email all day long, you will be wasting your time all day long, is what's going to happen, right? So literally schedule it. And then you say, okay, I'm doing it from 2 to 2:30. I am on Facebook. Go onto your social media with a goal. Don't just go on to peruse. Have a goal set for yourself. I want to see if I can find someone that's complaining about being sick. I want to go create a post. I have a goal before you get on. If you're anything like me and have like the slightest bit of ADD, I'll get on social media. I'm like, wait, what was I doing? Like, I've already checked out 7 other people's profiles. I'm looking at their kids' pictures. I'm like, oh, that's so cute. What a great vacation. And then I literally will say to myself, why did I come on? Like, why? What was my purpose? So before you go on, make it very clear to yourself. If you have to write it down on a piece of paper or say it out loud, like, I am going on for 30 minutes and I want to accomplish X, Y, and Z, because you could get sucked in bad. Show up every day. Somebody brought up a great point on my team and she said, if you wanted to make a few extra $100 a month and you got a part-time job at Target and you worked from 8 a.m. to 12 every Saturday, you would show up at Target from 8 a.m. to 12 every Saturday or you get fired. Show up every day. We have the luxury that we run our own business, but sometimes it's not so easy to run your own business when you don't have a boss telling you to show up to work. There's nobody there to fire you. So make it a point to show up every single day. Otherwise, it's not going to work. You have to use the DMO and you have to show up for it. And then I want you to think about mindset a little bit. And mindset can mean a million different things. But for here, I want you to think, I am the CEO of a company. This is my company. I'm a business owner. I am a CEO. I am in charge. If you were a big-time CEO working in a fancy office, you would show up on time. You would be dressed professionally, although feel free to dress in your pajamas. But I do think when you dress nice, it gives you a different sense of confidence, right? But you're going to show up on time. You're going to dress for success. You're going to answer calls in a professional manner. When you tell somebody you're going to reach out to them, you're going to reach out to them if you're running $1 million business, a $10 million business. You're the CEO of a company, right? Act like one. Act like one. And I always think, I know this sounds crazy, but every now and then I'm like, how would Kurt Beavers handle this? Like, what would he do? Would he be like, I'm not in the mood today. I'm just going to take the afternoon off. Or would he say, I'll call them tomorrow? And I always think about him. I don't know why. But like, he, to me, is a very successful CEO of his company. So how would he handle this? What would he do? Change your mindset. You may not be making $1 million a year, but you absolutely can. You absolutely can. And you have that in the palm of your hand. So it's up to you to change your mindset to say, I'm the CEO of this company, I'm in charge, and this is how I want to run my business. Would you hire you? Think about that. Would you hire you on your team if you had a big time company? And if you wouldn't, think about why not and become the person you need to become to be hired by a big time CEO. So I just want to leave you guys with one last thing, and then I'm going to open it up because I want to hear from you. Life is a bunch of habits. Literally, you'll never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success or happiness is found in your daily routine. And if you haven't ever read anything by John Maxwell, I recommend that you do. But it's so true. We are a combination of habits from the second we wake up to the second we go to sleep. How do you start your day? Do you start it on your phone? Do you start it in meditation, in prayer? Do you start it with exercise? Do you start it with water? Do you start it with coffee? All these little things add up to become you and who you are. And you, not that you need to change, I'm not trying to change any of you, but if you're looking to become the best version of yourself, look at your habits. Don't look at big things. Look at the tiniest little things and change them every day. And before long, you'll be a brand new, the best, new and improved you. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys have a little bit of guidance as to where to go. But I really want to hear from you because I think that that's really how we learn from one another, is from listening to each other and from different perspectives and views. So I would love to hear what is something that you do that you love in your DMO, or what's something that you've picked up today that you're going to try. So those are two options for you. Anyone